Beneath your very feet, a verdant lifeblood thrives, capable of rejuvenating your immune system in mere days. Stinging nettle transcends mere discomfort. It embodies absolute resilience. We shall delve into how its molecular blueprint mirrors human blood and the reasons ancient peoples hailed it as the fabric of the gods. From corporate conspiracies to a sacred recipe for suritsa, everything you once feared to touch will now become your source of strength. The archive is open. Part 1. An injection of fury. The mechanics of a sting. Have you ever pondered why nature bestowed upon a common plant the power to inflict immediate piercing pain? Nettle's sting is not merely a defense against consumption. From a biological perspective, each leaf is a sophisticated launchpad, adorned with thousands of microscopic ampules. These tiny hairs, known as trichomes, are composed of pure silica. This brittle organic glass fractures upon the slightest contact, transforming into a perfect needle. At the moment of touch, this needle pierces the upper layers of the epidermis and, under pressure, injects a complex chemical cocktail into your bloodstream. This is no mere irritant. The nettle's venom contains formic acid, histamine, acetylcholine, and, most astonishingly, serotonin, the happiness hormone, which in this context acts as a pain signal transmitter. You feel the burn, your skin reddens, and localized swelling occurs. Yet, it is precisely at this moment that the true magic of restoration begins within your body. Medicine recognizes the term urticaria therapy. This is a method of treating with nettle stings, practiced even by Caesar's legionaries to warm their joints on cold marches. When the venom enters the tissues, it causes a rapid dilation of capillaries. Blood, which may have stagnated in deep layers for years due to a sedentary lifestyle or chronic inflammation, rushes to the surface. This acts as a powerful jolt to the peripheral nervous system. The body receives an alarm signal and instantly mobilizes lymphocytes and macrophages to the site of attack. Modern research, published in journals such as the Journal of the Royal Society of Medicine, confirms the localized application of nettle significantly reduces the intensity of pain in osteoarthritis. In response to the external toxin, the body begins to produce its own anti-inflammatory agents. This is natural acupuncture, costing millions of times less than pharmacy ointments, yet acting more profoundly, compelling the body itself to restore blood flow to damaged areas. Nettle is the world's only weed that literally compels you to feel life in every cell. Its sting is an injection of fury, awakening a dormant immune system. In a world accustomed to comfort and gentleness, nettle remains the last honest trainer, teaching our blood vessels elasticity and strength through pain. But this is merely the outer shell. The true treasure lies not within its needles, but within the green blood that flows through its stems. We are accustomed to believing that iron and energy come from meat or expensive vitamin complexes, but nature's archive is ready to reveal something different, something that makes nettle structurally almost identical to human blood. Part 2. Earth's green blood. Why is the nettle molecule identical to ours? If you were to place the molecule of human hemoglobin and the molecule of nettle chlorophyll side by side, you would experience true shock. Their structures are virtually identical. It is a complex, symmetrical pattern of atoms that biologists call a porphyrin ring. The only difference lies at the very center. In humans, at the center of this crown sits an iron atom, which colors our blood red and transports oxygen. In nettle, magnesium sits at the center, making it emerald green and allowing it to convert sunlight into living energy. Nettle is, in essence, the green blood of the earth. When its juice enters our bodies, a process occurs that scientists call biological transmutation. The magnesium from nettle is easily replaced by iron in our bodies, aiding in the construction of new erythrocytes. This is not merely a beautiful metaphor. It is a confirmed fact. Medicine has accumulated a vast body of data on how stinging nettle extract, Urtica dioica, helps restore ferritin levels even when synthetic iron preparations only cause stomach side effects. But why nettle and not spinach or lettuce? It all comes down to concentration. Nettle contains several times more iron than the most expensive varieties of apples or beef liver, but nature would be too simple if it only gave us iron. Nettle is a comprehensive factory for vitamin K1, which is responsible for blood clotting and vascular health, and vitamin C, without which iron simply would not be absorbed. This plant contains 4 times more vitamin C than a lemon. Nettle has prepared the perfect transport for delivering energy to every cell for you. Historical medical archives preserve evidence of how nettle was used to save people from severe anemia and exhaustion. In ancient times, it was called bread for the blood. During long winters, when fresh vegetables were unavailable, dried, preserved nettle was the sole source of magnesium, calcium, and potassium capable of keeping a person on their feet. It acts as a natural doping agent, improving oxygen transport to the muscles and brain, alleviating chronic fatigue, and restoring a healthy glow to the complexion. Modern nutritionists often compare nettle to superfoods like spirulina, but nettle wins due to its accessibility and adaptability to our genotype. It contains proteins whose amino acid composition is close to animal proteins. In essence, it is vegetable meat that requires no prolonged digestion. Nettle chlorophyll also possesses a powerful detoxifying effect. It binds heavy metals and removes them from the lymphatic system, purifying our internal ocean. However, nettle's power is not confined to our body's biology. This plant can alter not only our state, but also the surrounding world. In the next part, we will unveil one of the most guarded economic secrets. How could nettle become the foundation of the global light industry? And why did powerful corporations do everything to make us forget about the fabric of the gods? Part 3. The fabric of the gods and corporate conspiracy. We are accustomed to perceiving nettle as stinging refuse, but for our ancestors, it was green gold. Had history taken a different turn, we would today be wearing clothes not of cotton or plastic, but of nettle fiber. And this is not fantasy. In Hanseatic chronicles, Scandinavian sagas, and ancient Russian annals, nettle is mentioned as a strategic material. It was used to forge soft armor, sails that resisted saltwater decay for decades, and ship ropes capable of holding multi-ton longships in storms. The fiber of Urtica dioica is a unique natural polymer. It is stronger than flax, lighter than cotton, and possesses natural antiseptic properties. But the most amazing thing is hidden within the stem. Nettle fiber is hollow inside. This creates a thermos effect. In clothing made from nettle, the skin breathes in 40-degree heat, and in winter, these microvoids retain body heat. In burial mounds, archaeologists find fragments of nettle cloth that have lain in the earth for over 1,000 years and have not decayed, preserving their structure. So why don't we see nettle jeans in stores today? This is where the grand economics of the 12th century comes into play. The world stood at a crossroads: develop labor-intensive but environmentally friendly production from wild nettle, or switch to industrial cotton. Cotton demanded slave labor on plantations and colossal amounts of water and pesticides, making it an ideal commodity for emerging corporations. Nettle could not be monopolized. It grows freely by every fence. It cannot be patented, nor can farmers be compelled to buy seeds every year. Therefore, industrial giants spared no effort to declare nettle a weed. Oh, and its processing technologies relics of the past. A fabric that healed skin and lasted for decades was supplanted by a cheap surrogate of cotton and synthetics, which wear out in a single season, forcing you to buy again and again. But nettle did not just clothe people. It was the primary tool for energy sorting. In ancient times, nettle whisks were used in bathhouses not only to invigorate blood circulation, but also to alleviate mental burdens. A nettle sting was considered a moment of awakening. If a person lost the will to live or fell into apathy, they were brought back to their body through a sharp influx of blood and serotonin, induced by nettle needles. The warrior plant protected the spirit, expelling weakness and stagnation from every cell. But the most sacred secret of nettle was hidden not in its stem, but in a golden drink called liquid sunshine. Part 4. Suritsa, the drink of the gods. Deep within the collective memory, a recipe has been preserved that today seems like lost magic, but in reality, is the pinnacle of natural biochemistry. This is suritsa, the legendary drink of strength, where nettle played the role of the primary energy accumulator. Our ancestors did not boil herbs, killing all life within them. They harnessed the power of the most potent reactor in the universe: the sun. The preparation of suritsa is a process of natural fermentation under ultraviolet light. Bunches of young nettle were placed in a glass or clay vessel, to which spring water, wild honey, and other conductive herbs were added. The vessel was then placed in direct sunlight for 3 to 4 days. At this point, a miracle occurred. Under the influence of solar heat and honey enzymes, the nettle began to release its chlorophyll, magnesium, and silicon into the water without losing a single molecule of vitamins. Nettle suritsa is a living elixir. During fermentation, millions of probiotic bacteria were born within it, which combined with nettle's bioavailable iron, transformed the drink into a powerful tool for immune system reboot. Suritsa did not cloud the mind like alcohol. On the contrary, it provided incredible clarity of thought and physical endurance. Soldiers drank it before long marches, and farmers during the height of harvest. It was a way to pour liquid sunshine into oneself, nourishing the blood with the energy of chlorophyll. Biologically, suritsa restored the body's internal balance. While nettle cleansed the lymph and strengthened blood vessel walls, the fermented infusion populated the intestines with beneficial microflora. It was comprehensive detoxification and vitaminization, accessible to every peasant. People believed that nettle and suritsa imparted to humans its indomitability, its ability to grow and thrive where others wither. Today, we try to imitate these processes by buying probiotics and iron supplements at pharmacies. But the secret of suritsa lies in its wholeness. It did not contain isolated chemical elements, only the living synergy of sun, water, and the great weed. However, returning to the reality of the 21st century, we must remember that such power demands responsibility. Nettle is not merely water, it is a biological active. Due to its high vitamin K1 content, it significantly accelerates blood clotting. This is a lifesaver in case of wounds, but a risk for those whose blood is already too thick. If you have varicose veins or thrombophlebitis, suritsa and nettle infusions should be used with caution in short courses and with strict adherence to hydration. Nature's Archive does not urge you to blindly follow traditions. We urge you to study the mechanisms that made our ancestors resilient. Nettle awaits you at every doorstep. It is ready to once again become your clothing, your blood, and your strength.